Let's talk about Konami. What the heck is happening here? Konami is back, and they are back with vengeance. At the latest PlayStation State of Play, Konami came through with a bunch of announcements for current games, upcoming ports, remasters, and re-releases for the first time ever when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid series, and a brand new Castlevania game. But there's even more that we didn't get from that show, because while there is a brand new Castlevania game that looks to be more of the high-end indie slash double A scene, there could be even something bigger down the line, and we're going to get into that and so much more, plus a brand new RPG. For some time, people maybe thought that gamers thought that Konami forgot that they are supposed to be making great video games, and they came through and they came back really good here. So we're going to talk about everything that I enjoyed from Konami at the most recent State of Play. But before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos as soon as they drop. Okay, let's get into the first big announcement here, and that is Castlevania Belmont's Curse for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 1, not the Nintendo Switch 2, for now at least, and the PC. It's due out in 2026. Let's talk about more when it comes to this game. So here is the breakdown of what's happening. Medieval Paris, where the tolling bells herald the end. 1499. Paris is engulfed in flames as monstrous creatures suddenly emerge from the shadows, armed with the legendary Holy Whip. The vampire killer, Trevor Belmont's successor, ventures into the burning streets and to the looming castle to hunt down the beasts. Can they save the city from the brink of destruction? Here are the key features in this game. Satisfying whip action, which is a Castlevania staple for decades now. The iconic whip of the series is now more important than ever. Crack your whip to move around freely like a trapeze artist. Master the whip mechanics and be creative to pounce on your prey like a wolf in fast-paced combats. A large-scale selection of weapons and abilities. The whip is not the only tool at your disposal. You will need to strategically plan your next move in combat and make full use of all the weapons and abilities to stand a chance. Environmental hazards that make you grit your teeth. Biomes are packed with secrets, traps, and puzzles. It's not just about muscles, it's about brains too. A new art style. Expanding further the series' classic gothic style, this new colorful art style will let you discover the world of Castlevania like never before. Beloved elements of Castlevania make their return. True to the roots of the series, you will encounter colorful characters and powerful foes, stumble upon many secret chambers, dig up numerous hidden items, and whip your way through challenging areas. And you guys are checking out this here. There was the 40th anniversary overture as well, which was pretty cool. And the reason why this is such a great announcement is because Castlevania has been done for a long time. We haven't had a new Castlevania game in a really long. We haven't had a new 2D Castlevania game in quite some time. So for them to bring it back to modern systems is awesome. Now, it's developed by Motion Twin, and Motion Twin, they did Dead Cells. They're the people that are behind that, and you can kind of tell it has that Dead Cells look. It's Evil Empire and Motion Twin, and it has that Dead Cells look to it, kind of like the style that they did like with the Castlevania stuff when they did that, and maybe that was a precursor to them being able to get this game. But there's something big here, because Konami said this is just the beginning of the celebration for the 40th anniversary. And I talked about this in a video ago, that there's a lot of big anniversaries where we could get stuff. Castlevania was on that list, and now we see this. There could be an even bigger Castlevania game made by Konami in the future. Now, the only thing that I would say, I'm not angry at this announcement. I don't think that it sucks or anything like that. This is a great announcement, and I'm very happy to be getting this, and it's launching in 2016, so that is awesome. But I was maybe hoping for something just a bit more higher budget, and maybe a bit in the line of, like, let's say Metroid Dread or even Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, with that type. And that's not this game, but that's okay. I still think this is going to be a big, fully fledged Castlevania game. This is a $40 title for it, brand new. And another thing, it's also not going to be on Nintendo Switch 2 right now. I do think that they will release an update or a patch, because it is coming to the Nintendo Switch 1. But those are kind of just two things that I thought were kind of like, with that. Now, once again, there still might be something in the future. I think that we could get something a little bit higher end with more 3D layered graphics on a 2D plane to play in the future. But for right now, this is not bad. I like the fact that they're getting something done. It looks like the people who are really good at doing 2D games, and it's not a rogue game. There's nothing here that says that it's a rogue game, and I'm very, very happy with that because I love 2D games, but a lot of these developers want to turn everything into a rogue game or like a Souls type game or a rogue Souls game or a Souls rogue game, and this is not that. It's Castlevania with some new twists and turns, but it looks and it feels like Castlevania, at least from what I'm looking at. I've been playing Castlevania for decades now, and so I'm very happy with this, and I cannot wait to get more information on a release date, in addition to potentially a Switch 2 version, and of course the launch in 2026. So what do you guys think about Castlevania Belmont's Curse coming to PS5, Xbox Series, Switch 1, and PC this year? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, next thing up here, how Konami was kind of hard carrying when it comes to this event. They got a brand new JRPG, completely new IP called Rev Noir for the PlayStation 5. Now, we don't know if there's going to be other platforms. It's just announced for the PS5. There's also no release date, so it's probably going to be at least minimum 1 year or 2 years off at this point. I don't think that they're going to be ready to show us really much more about this for this year, but we'll probably hear about it maybe next year or at the end of this year, what their plans are, more information about this game, or maybe they sprinkle some more information in throughout the rest of the year, but we will see. So let's go over what this game is all about. So this game is produced by Nobuki Kodoi, who previously worked on games like Drakengard 2, Gunslinger Stratos, and Lord of Vermilion at Square Enix. Rev Noir is a brand new JRPG title, Kodoi said during the recent State of Play announcement. This title is under development by passionate members, including myself, who are long-time fans of JRPGs, meeting comrades, growth, and heartfelt moments that define JRPGs. We are striving to place these elements at the core of our narrative. We hope you'll be able to feel the excitement of a new adventure beginning. The trailer you saw today is just a tiny little peek of the game. We will be sharing more updates, so please stay tuned. This all-new RPG currently in development for the PlayStation 5, which was officially revealed during the recent State of Play broadcast, marking the project's first public appearance. Konami debuted a teaser trailer and launched a teaser website offering an initial glimpse into the world and tone of its newest role-playing experience. When hope sparks catastrophe in a world shrouded in lightfall, a natural phenomenon that brings death to those it touches, a lonely boy who suffers from amnesia becomes acquainted with a special girl. Together, they set out on a journey to stop this phenomenon, believing that the journey will save the world and in turn save her. Fate bestowed by the gods, or the power of will, born from within humankind, their journey ends up shaking the world. Unravel the mandate of heaven and weave together the threads of hope in this completely new RPG experience. This title remains shrouded in mystery, with additional details to be revealed in future announcements. So yeah, this is great to see this. And probably the best thing about this, I was talking with somebody on my Twitter page and I was like, yeah, we don't have much information yet. But he was like, yeah, but Konami remembers who they are. And that's the most important thing. That is such a great statement because Konami is remembering who the heck they are. They make video games. Konami hasn't announced a brand new IP in who knows how long, like a brand new major IP and a JRPG, be it that. They're finally taking some of that pachinko money and investing it back into the people that made them who they are when it comes to video games. So that is one of the great announcements, even though there's not much details or information, and this looks like a pretty, I would say, generic type of RPG for right now. Now, obviously, it can build its own way. It's brand new, but it looks like Tales of Arise, or it looks like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. It looks like RPGs like that. Maybe a little bit of Xenoblade, some people were saying, but it looks more like Tales to me, Tales of Arise, or something like that. And that's fine. Once they show off more of the game, I think it can build its own identity, especially if you got people that are passionate and into JRPGs, and they finally get their shot to show what they can do in a traditional JRPG. So I like this, man. I like what they're doing. I like the fact that Konami's realizing who they are and what they need to do. So this is a thumbs up announcement for me, for the prestige, for the fact that it's even being made. I don't know if the game's going to be good. It can ultimately end up being bad because they didn't give us much details. It's a different team. And honestly, the games that this guy's worked on, it's not like those were incredible games to me. Now, they are incredible to some other people, but not to me particularly. So let's just wait and see on that. But once again, it's more important than that. It's the fact that Konami is investing big money back into gaming with a game like this. In today's day, very risky to put out a brand new JRPG in the market, considering just how JRPGs sell in the market. So what do you guys think about this brand new Rev Noir teaser trailer and the game? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and if Konami's back couldn't just get any heavier, we've got updates when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, plus a big update to Volume 1, so stick around for that, especially if you're a Switch 2 owner. You're going to want to hear about this, but we gotta talk about Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. We got an announcement for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 1, and Nintendo Switch 2, in addition to PC, which blew me away. They're still supporting the Nintendo Switch 1, so you're gonna be able to see Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, the first time this has ever been re-released outside of the PlayStation 3. That's going to be on the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox Series, plus PC, PlayStation 5, and on Switch 1, not on PS4. So that's crazy. If you're someone that has a PS4, maybe you were waiting someday for a Metal Gear Solid 4 remaster on that system. You're not going to get it. You got to get a PS5 in order to get that action in. Very nuts when it comes to this announcement. So it's coming out on August 27th. But let's get more information about this. Once again, you're getting Peace Walker and you're getting Metal Gear Solid 4, two of the best games, in my opinion, in the series. So let's go over what this is all about. So introducing the second installment of the collection, featuring the first ever port of Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, in addition to Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker HD Collection version. The collection includes the series' first handheld game and a digital soundtrack as a purchase bonus. Here's the game list. Once again, Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, this is the HD Collection version, Metal Gear Ghost Babel. Now, the versions of the other regions of Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots can be downloaded separately from the store, so keep that in mind. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker HD Collection version supports online play for up to 6 players, so they've retained that online, which is awesome to see that, because I remember it being kind of a big deal for PlayStation Portable fans to be able to play some online Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Okay, digital contents, Metal Gear Solid 4 Database, Metal Gear Solid 4 Screenplay Book, Metal Gear Solid 4 Master Book, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker Screenplay Book, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker Master Book, Metal Gear Solid Digital Soundtrack Volume 2. Now, this is all accessible via the in-game start menu. The soundtrack can be enjoyed using the dedicated sound player included in the game. Now, the only thing that I would say is a little bit bittersweet about this announcement is that Hideo Kojima just isn't there in some type of way to celebrate this. And I know Konami and him have a big issue with each other, and I would say a reunion's probably not likely anytime soon, at least, but it would have just been nice as like a little message from him saying, hey, I hope you guys enjoy this, because I know he probably would want to do this, or he probably wanted to do this before he got the exit at Konami. But outside of that, this was a great announcement. This is a good collection, and it's great to see that it's coming to Switch 2 in addition to Switch 1. Switch 1 players getting one of the best games from the 7th generation on the PlayStation 3. This thing was a phenomenon. It was incredible. I remember playing it back in like 2008 or something like that and taking breaks while it installed because the game was just so massive. But it was a great game. I played all the way through. I liked it. And I've been waiting for a remaster for this, and we've got it. Now, Peace Walker, I'm not as fond of, but getting it in this type of way and being able to play it at a good resolution and a good frame rate, I like that. I did play it on the PSP back in the day, but I am going to be interested in checking it out here. And of course, that online play, we'll see what that's about as well. But yes, very happy about Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. It looks significantly better. It runs significantly better because it was kind of chugging a little bit on the PlayStation 3. That game was way too big for that system. So the fact that we've got it now and what looks like 60 FPS and much better quality, very happy about it. Yes, it took about 20 years, but at the same time, at least we're here. At least we've got to make it to it, at least so we can play. So very good when it comes to that. So what do you guys think about Metal Gear Solid, the Master Collection, Volume 2, Peace Walker, and MGS4, Guns of the Patriots? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I talked about, Switch owners, get ready. More like Switch 2 owners, get ready. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. We've got the final update, sharper visuals, and if you're on the Nintendo Switch 2, if you've been waiting to play the games like me, 60 FPS at 1080p, which was kind of silly. It probably should have been that on the Nintendo Switch 1, but this junk code at this point, they're just trying to get stuff out, and maybe there wasn't the overhead with the specs in order to truly get it at a stable 60, but now we have this update, and Switch 2 owners can take advantage of this, and I think I'm going to boot it up and check it out now, finally, because I have a brand new copy just chilling on the Nintendo Switch 1. So let's talk about this. So Konami has released the final update for Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. The update includes the following major improvements. Metal Gear Solid will now offer a high-resolution option for sharper visuals and clearer text. Patch notes, you can check them out on Gematsu as well. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater will also be upgraded with even higher resolution graphics and updates to support Switch 2 specifications. So that's going to be 1080p 60 frames per second instead of, I think, 1080p 30 or 720p 30 that it was supporting on the Nintendo Switch 1, and even via backwards compatible on the Nintendo Switch 2. So that is available. You guys can all go out there and download it at this point. I am going to check it out myself because I just had this game chilling until they actually update it for the Nintendo Switch 2. So definitely good to see this. It's good to see Konami back, and I cannot wait to check out all these different Konami games when it comes to what they are doing. Konami is back, and it's great to see. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch 2 RPG content and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.